Now let us see the array tool. With the help of array tool, we can create different multiple copies of an object. Let's create one simple object, say teapot. Click on tools, an array. Here you can set the number of counts of duplicates. Let's set it to say 8. You can have either copy, instance or reference of those duplicates. Let's set it to say copy. This side is for the incremental, where we can set the distance between each two copy. If it is rotation, then rotation between each two copies. And this is for the totals. Now suppose this is x-axis, you want to take 8 copies of this object along x-axis. So now put some value. This is move, rotate and scale. We are going to take copies along x-axis, so obviously we will be moving that object. So move by say 30 units, 8 copies, and click on OK. So you will have 8 duplicates. Total count is 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, 8. So 8 objects along x-axis, each is having a distance of 30 units in between them. Tools, array. Now here we have put the distance between each two copy. But suppose if we have the overall distance, then instead of putting an incremental, click on this arrow and just put the overall available distance. Suppose we have total available distance is 359.2 units. Then, and suppose we have 9 copies, then if we have total available distance along x-axis 359.2, and if there are total 9 copies, then how much should be the distance between each two copy will be calculated by the computer itself. Say OK, and you will get the copies. One more advantage of array is that tools array, you can have copies along multiple axes at the same time. So here we have taken copies along x-axis. At the same time, let's take copies along move the same copies along z-axis by say 10 units. Then it will be like this. Let's do it once again. Tools array 10 units. Yeah, the total distance was 10 units. The total, let's set it to say 200. So each copy is moving along x-axis as well as along z-axis. So both the conditions for x and z can be set into a single array option. Not only this, go to the tools array, and this time we will set the condition for rotate also. Let's rotate each copy by say 20 degrees around z-axis. See, every copy is rotated by 20 degrees as compared to the previous copy around z-axis. So we have set 3 conditions: moving along x, moving along z and rotation around z in single command, array command. Now with the help of array we will create spiral steps. Now let's see how to create the spiral steps. For that we must have a center pole. So create a cylinder, add center pole, go to modify and give some integer amount for the height, say 100. Then let's create one step, W for selected move tool. Let's align this step over here. Now to do that we will use align tool. This is the y-axis, positive y direction. So this is the last part of this object along positive y direction and is y maximum, whereas for this cylinder this part is the y minimum, which is the first part along y-axis. So I will select this, that will be a current object. Align tool, click here. First make all 3 options off. Now the maximum of the current should align with the minimum of the target along y-axis. Click on apply. Now we need to move it along x-axis till the centers are matched. So the condition for x is center along x-axis and click OK. Now this is done, the step has been aligned properly. Now in spiral step, the step rotates around the center pole. If you take rotate tool now and if you try to rotate it around z axis, it will rotate around itself because the pivot point is at the center of the object itself. We want that to be at the center of the pole. So to move a pivot point, keep the object selected, go to the hierarchy, click on affect pivot only so that you can shift the pivot point. You can manually bring it at the center, but that will not be precise. To make it precise, keep it live, click on the align tool and click on the target, and the condition should be, first make all these off, the condition should be pivot point of the current object should align with the center of the target along y. Apply and OK. Now you can see that the pivot point of the box is exactly at the center of the center pole along y, and then don't forget to make this option off. Once this is done, now if you take rotate tool and try to rotate it around z axis, it will rotate around the center pole as its pivot point is inside the center of the pivot of the center pole. Now in spiral steps, the steps rotate around the center pole. That means they will rotate around z axis, but at the same time as the steps move upwards, they are having a movement along z axis also. So the condition will be tools, array, first reset all parameters. Now we know the total height of the center pole, that is 100 units. So the movement in totals along z should be 100. Now the total rotation around z, let's set it to 360, so the spiral steps complete one circle, and the total number of steps, set it to say 30 or anything. You click OK and you get the spiral steps having a one full rotation of 360 degrees.